Welcome back, students. In the last video we have discussed about applications of Wellingham diagram. So we have discussed the thermodynamic principles, and that is what the Wellingham diagram. Then we also discussed about the applications of this Wellingham diagram. So after this Wellingham diagram, we are going to discuss the electrochemical principles of metallurgy. So thermodynamic principles of metallurgy we have already discussed. So in this from this video we will be discussing about electrochemical principles. So some metal oxides cannot be reduced by or cannot be reduced into metals in thermodynamic process or thermodynamic principles, using thermodynamic principles. For that we have something called electrochemical principles. So you might have studied this electrochemistry, or if not, you will be in the second PUC you are going to study about this. Now this electrochemical principle is nothing but reduction of metal oxide or reduction of this metals using electrons or in electrolysis. So electrolysis, we are, as you know, it is nothing but it is transfer of electrons. It is dealing with the electrons. Now here reduction of metal ions in the solution or molten state. So this principle, this process of conversion of metal to metal, reduction of metal is mainly in the, if the metal is in solution or molten state. If the metal is in solution, that is in aqueous solution, so or in that metal is melted form, so molten state. So if they are in molten state, we can use this electrochemical principles. Okay. Now here they are reduced by electrolysis or by adding some reducing elements. So here electrolysis, as you know, it is using batteries. Now here adding some reducing elements is nothing but adding some other metal which will reduce the desired metal or the whatever we are trying to reduce it. So here this principle is based on delta G naught is equals to minus N E naught F. So here this N is number of electrons, so E naught is nothing but electrode potential of redox couple. Now here we have two metals. For example, I will consider an example. Here we have two metals. There are two metals here. Now in this there is redox couple for this metal and iron and copper. There is separate redox electrode potential of these two metals we can observe. Now whichever the metal has higher negative value of E naught is difficult to reduce. That means the metal which is highly reactive or more reactive is difficult to reduce. So here this is Cu2 plus, we need to convert it into copper, that is we need to reduce it. Now here, so here this metal should be reduced to Cu. Now we have added one metal which is more active, the more reactive than this metal. So now this will reduce the copper into copper 2 plus into copper. So that is what we are going to deal with this electrochemical principles. Now here this is not manganese, this is metal to the power N plus. N may be any number. Now this metal ion are discharged at negative electrodes. So as you know, in electrolysis there are two electrodes, anode and cathode. Now these metal ions are discharged at negative electrodes. So here during this electrolysis sometimes flux is added. So flux is added for making the molten mass more conducting. So sometimes when the metal oxides or the mixture of the reactants we are using may not be conducting. So in order to perform electrolysis, that should conduct electricity. Now if that is not that much conducting, so you may need to add some flux. Okay, so let us consider one example for this, that is aluminium. So in the aluminium, this process is called Hall-Héroult process. Hall-Héroult process. So the diagram for this process I have written here. Now these are all anodes. These are all anodes. So this is nothing but it is made up of carbon, that is graphite. As you know, it is carbon. Now here this carbon act as anode. So these 5 plates are anodes, so that are made up of graphite, and this steel vessel with the carbon lining act as cathode. Okay, so we have anode and we have cathode. Now here in this we have added molten Al2O3. Okay, and along with Na3Al(F6). So the intention of this adding this flux Na3Al(F6) is to lower the melting point of this Al2O3, and one more reason is to bring more conductivity. So there are 2 reasons why we are adding this flux. One is to lower the melting point of this Al2O3 and bring more conductivity to this Al2O3. So that are the 2 reasons why we are adding this flux. Now in this process, the reactions are taking place. The overall reaction is like this. The Al2O3 which reacts with carbon, and you will get Al, 4Al and 3CO2. So carbon, here carbon is converted, gets +4 oxidation state. Okay, +4. So as you know, from here to here aluminum is reduced. Okay, here it is reduction taking place. Carbon itself undergo oxidation. Now if you look into the particular reactions occurring at anode and cathode, the Al3 plus aluminum that will react with that gains 3 electron and forms Al at cathode. So at anode, carbon which combines with O2 minus, which is released from this Al2O3 and becomes CO, carbon monoxide, with the liberation of 2 electrons. And again there is one more reaction. So it is one is carbon monoxide. So here the oxygen state is +2, here it is +4. So if it combines with the 2 oxygen ions, so then it will become CO2 with the liberation of 4 electrons. Okay, so this is how the reaction taking place in Hall-Héroult process. So if you look into this, the aluminum is reduced here, carbon is oxidized. Okay, so this is the electrolysis process of aluminum. So at the end you will get aluminum metal, pure aluminum metal. So in the diagram, so if you see, so at the end of this you will get aluminum. From here you will get aluminum. And one more thing you have to note here is that for getting 1 kg of aluminum, we need half kg of carbon to be burnt. That is, so this graphite anode we have kept here, the half kg of carbon is used to get 1 kg of aluminum. So these plates can be replaceable. So as this carbon, the graphite anode getting consumed by this in this process, so you can replace these plates, so that you can continue the reaction further. Okay, so that is one method or the one process of reduction of aluminum. Now here one more metal I have considered here, the copper from low grade ores and scraps. So low grade ore is nothing but which contains more impurities and which is a cheaper one. So from this cheaper metal or cheaper ore we are getting copper, pure copper from the low grade ores. Low grade ore means which contains high amount of impurity as well as it is cheaper. So if you get high purity copper from these low grade ores, so that will be a profitable method. So the manufacturer will get more profit if they use low grade ores. So now here, but the process of this getting copper from low grade ores are difficult. So because it includes so many processes to obtain the copper from this impurity, because we need to remove lot of impurities. So here copper is extracted by hydrometallurgy from low grade ores. So in this method, so for getting copper we are using hydrometallurgy. So that is nothing but the process is same as electrochemical principle only, but here we are using hydrogen. Here we are using hydrogen instead of carbon. Okay, now first it is leached out using acid or bacteria. Then the solution containing Cu2 plus. So from this low grade ore we have converted this into Cu2 plus. So then it is treated with scrap iron or H2. So using this you will get copper or the pure copper metal. So this is how the reduction of aluminum and copper takes place in electrochemical process. So in the coming classes we will discuss about refining.